All right, we will call to order the salary board meeting at 10:21, and we are recording. We will look for any public comment joining us today. We are seeing no members of the public with us, so we will move into our salary board minutes from our May 6th meeting. Is there a motion to approve them?
Motion to approve the salary board meeting minutes from Thursday, May 6th.
Second.
It has been, I think, I want to say Jason got there. Yeah, we're going to give it to Jason on that.
Oh, that's fine.
No, that's okay.
I'll give it to Jason.
Okay. All right. It's been moved.
Jackson was seconding it.
No, absolutely. No worries. It's been moved and seconded for the minutes. Any final discussion on the minutes? Hearing none, all in favor say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Aye.
Minutes are approved. Okay. Into our action items for personnel. We have our items for the Adult Services Office. And I'll just say quickly, this is a big reason why we're meeting today to look at these items. We received a report on earlier this week from Human Services and Adult Services on the Emergency Rental Assistance Program. A lot of money that we're trying to get out into our community as quickly as possible. But in terms of being very mindful of the fraud, of the process of getting this money out there in a safe and effective way, making sure we're recouping all the costs that people potentially can apply for. We're looking to expand and make sure that we can get more money out, but it's still making sure that we're doing it where we're reducing fraud and keeping, and again, getting as much money for people as possible that have been affected directly by the pandemic. So Faith is here to talk through these 4 items. Just wanted to highlight that before we went into this.
Great, thanks. So this is kind of phase 2, basically, of our department's restructuring. I had come to you on May 6th with some positions, and especially in order to create a housing unit. So you'll see a lot of that kind of discussion in these items. So the first one is approval to change the status of 2 of our temporary full-time caseworkers that are currently hired and working in our office to full-time and permanent. The second item here is the creation of 6 full-time caseworkers. So just so that you're aware, that's in addition to the 2 that we already have. So we would be looking at going from 2 internal caseworkers to a total of 8. And that is, of course, in response to everything that you talked about, Michael, and we certainly want to make sure that we have enough staff to process applications in the most effective manner. The third item here is to consider approval of the reduction of hours to the position of the full-time housing program specialist. So last year when we hired the position, we were going through the CARES rent relief program, and we had requested that position go from the 75-hour biweekly to 80. Now that we are going to have a significantly larger staff this year, we felt it was important to bring it back down to the typical hours of a specialist position. And the final here is the elimination of the full-time assistant director. That individual retired, and we've been able to delegate those duties appropriately through the creation of some positions that we needed anyway, and then also through some existing positions. So I really appreciate your support with all of this. Obviously, it's a really big undertaking, but we're really pushing out, the job postings. We're really looking for some good candidates that want to be with our department for the long term and through a pretty exciting time, if I'm being honest. So I'm happy to answer any questions that you may have.
We'll jump into any questions now. Just real quick from me. Are those 75-hour for the full-time caseworker ones, or those 80 hours?
Those are all 75.
Okay.
Yes.
So this would be an additional, once we get everybody up and running for those 6, an additional 450 or 225 per week, I should say, hours. What currently is being spent on ERAP estimated wise in terms of hours, just so we can appreciate how many hours we currently have to where we would be at? And rough estimates are fine as well.
Yeah, so currently I have 2 full-time staff that dedicate 100% of their time to ERAP, but as we've discussed previously, a lot of that is like the day-to-day correspondence, uploading documents, things of that nature, that we hope that a department clerk, some other positions can help us. And also as the Compass system gets a little more sophisticated, which I'm happy to say it did the same day we talked, we can upload, or the consumers can upload documents now, that some of that workload reduces. So those case managers are 100%. Our housing program specialist spends an easy 50% just on ERAP, and that doesn't include the other rental assistance programs. I spend probably 90% of my work time on ERAP, and that includes processing applications. And then our adult services case manager, probably 20%, because she works with some of our high need ERAP clients, but then also works with other high need clients in the community that she oftentimes helps to apply for ERAP. We also have 2 application assistance hubs. The one in particular that's probably the most busy has 2 full-time case managers, an administrative assistant, and interns that are spending a lot of their time actually helping people apply and connect to the service. And then we have anywhere on any given day from 5 to 7 housing supervisor positions and directors and supervisors at Service Access Management processing applications. So the addition of these positions would be in addition to all of that. Obviously, it would take away some of the responsibility I have personally so that we can kind of go back to business as usual in a new way. But we are aware and we will be monitoring if we need additional services moving forward. Our contract with Service Access Management ends in December, so we're mindful of that. And we know that this program has extended. So we're also being considerate about what we might want to do moving forward. And we can always add positions if we need to. So we think this will be a good start to really kind of feel it out and kind of push through this bottleneck of having 400 applications submitted kind of and falling from the sky. If we can get through that piece and, you know, work through the applications as we discussed it, I think will be a little more steady, but we're going to still see some really high need. And we continue to provide outreach to help people even on a monthly basis with utility bills and preparing them to reapply in 3 months for rental assistance. So that's the current goal, but we can always add if needed.
Okay, so I was looking to track that a little bit in terms of how many hours, and are we doubling hours? Would that be fair to say, or are in terms of the hours that we have currently focused on this, and then we bring these 6 individuals on, would we be doubling the hours, or?
Yeah, I would say that's very fair, at least, if not more, because we're going to be bringing on people that can dedicate 100% of their day.
Right.
Right. Okay. So I'd say it's definitely double, if not a little bit more.
Okay. Would it be, you know, again, we want to be mindful of the supervision that's required for each of these, would be mindful, but, you know, in terms of where we're at with cases or with applications, I might even be comfortable with additional positions.
So I think that's something. So a strategy I'm kind of looking at right now is I'm very mindful that I have some higher level positions open. And I know for sure I have one internal staff that has applied that is in the caseworker position. And I have another that might show interest in something else. So if they end up being the candidate in that position and we have to repost, that's kind of a good opportunity to add some more people as well. I'm just trying to feel that out and see where everything lands.
No, of course. And I would even say, just so we don't have to, if we would do 10, doesn't mean you have to fill them all. If you find great candidates, great. But it also gives you the opportunity to, you don't have to come back to us to say, I need 10 more people, or I need 4 more people. If we just green light them now and have them on the books. And again, from the quick review that we did of the ERAP, of the ARP Q&A that we got from the Treasury, any staff that are devoting their time to COVID-19 response, this would be COVID-19 response in terms of getting individuals housing, emergency housing funds. So again, it's paid for. I don't know, I'd lean more towards greenlighting 10 today. And again, fill them. If you get good people in there that can do the job, fill it up. But again, if you're churning through them and you only need 6 or 8, great. You might not even need to do 9 or 10. I don't know. That's almost how I feel, just because so I'll put that out there to my fellow colleagues to see what their thoughts are.
Well, I think ERAP is a great program, and the faster we get the money out there, the better. Obviously, there's 400 or 500 families at this point that desperately need these funds and don't have them yet. And on the flip side, as I mentioned previously, some of the people on the other end of this are, small landlords, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 properties. They rely on being paid so that they can pay their own mortgages, the property taxes to the county, the school districts, and their municipality, and also to pay for a broad variety of maintenance and other expenses. So yeah, I'm certainly willing to make the motion to increase to a maximum of 10 if needed.
Yeah, I would agree. I think the sheer number, the volume of applications that we're receiving and the amount of work that goes into each one to be thorough, it's going to take a while. The backlog is going to be, extensive if we don't do this. So hopefully we can knock down that backlog and get this money out into people's hands that need it.
So just for a quick clarification, are you suggesting that we have 10 new ones or 10 total, so that we have a total of 12 caseworkers or a total of 10?
My suggestion was changing this from 6 to 10.
Okay.
On the agenda today.
Got it. I just wanted to make sure we were on the same page. I mean, what's 2 more, right? Thank you. As far as from an HR standpoint, Kristen, do I just, what do we do now? What do I submit to you?
They can make the change on the agenda when they make the motion to make it 10. And that just changes it. We change it on the requisition and everything like that.
All right, fair enough.
If they make the motion in a way that it changes it to 10, we're good.
All right, thank you.
And Controller Moser, your thoughts on this?
Yeah, I think the creation of the taking it up to 10 makes sense, and Faith's alluded to this before, but I did just want to put it out there that with the adjustment to the housing program specialist position from 80 to 75 hours and the elimination of the assistant director, those two combined effectively fund the 2 positions in number in subletter 1 or I in the first under adult service. So those 2 positions are effectively funded by that change in elimination. So these, I know we can pay with grant funds, but I just want to give that forward picture to it too for everyone on the call that maybe didn't look at the math or go through it. So, but I do support the creation of 10 instead of 6.
No, that's a good thing to remember. And again, after this, we can, there'll be the arithmetic in terms of what do we utilize general fund dollars for, state money, or even the ARP money. So Faith might actually see for 2021 lower general fund dollars because we're using federal dollars, even though we're quintupling her staff.
Correct.
So, but yes, fair point. Yeah, in terms of the budget offsets, there are actually some offsets here. Thank you. Okay, so we would then look for a motion to amend to 10 full-time caseworkers instead of 6, and then we can take a motion to approve all of them.
All right, so motion to amend adult services item 2 to approve the creation of 10 full-time caseworker 1 adult services.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Any final discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
Motion is carried. The item has been amended. Is there now a motion to approve all 4 items under adult services?
Motion to approve all 4 items under adult services, including item number 2 as amended.
Second.
It has been moved and seconded. Any final discussion on that? Hearing none, all in favor say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
The motion is carried. Okay. Thank you, Faith, very much. We appreciate
You're
the quick
welcome.
turnaround.
Thank you very much.
You
Yep,
bet.
absolutely.
Okay. All right. Is there any other items to come before the salary board before we look to adjourn? Hearing and seeing none, we look for a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn at 10:36.
Second.
All in favor of adjourning, do so by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
Motion is carried. Thank you, everybody. Have a great day.